Welcome to the Totally Honest Cooking Show. I'm Mark. Today we're doing seltzers and sodas. I just got a soda stream for my birthday and we're trying it out. Not a sponsor. This probably goes without saying, but wash or rinse everything you use first. So as soon as I got this thing, I started Googling what I could do with it, and we're going to try a few today. I've never done any of this before. I might screw it up. Who knows? We're starting with one seedless cucumber. And you want to go super thin. If you want to break out your mandolin, you can. In fact, let's break out our mandolin. Like we started out doing, you can use a regular knife for this, but you're probably not going to get it nearly as thin as if you use a mandolin. So let's just do it this way. This is allegedly a seedless cucumber. This is a few liters of filtered water. We're just going to drop our cucumber in. Now we're going to do about half a container of strawberries. You can probably do big chunks of this and still get flavor, but I'm going super thin in hopes that it lets all the sugars from the fruit into the water. I've been going through 3 cans of seltzer a day and it's not super flavorful, and I'm wondering if we can do better. I think we can at least match the flavor of the seltzer that I buy at the store, which is pretty much like, it tastes like it was left in a room next to some fruit. Now we're adding the strawberries, same as we added the cucumbers. I'm also going to add a bunch of mint that I'm just going to stick in there. And you're going to include the stems, because the stems taste the same way as the leaves. You just don't eat the stems. And I'm just going to push everybody down in there. This is what it looks like. I'm going to stick this in the fridge until tomorrow evening. I didn't explain the last one very well. The goal there is to put a bunch of fruit in the water overnight and then infuse the flavor into the water that way and see if that works. If it works, then there's a lot of applications for it. We can use other berries, we can use all kinds of herbs, and we can really experiment. Now we're going to try muddling. I've taken 6 ounces of raspberries. I've got mint left over, so I'm throwing in a couple stalks of that. And I'm going for a raspberry lemonade thing, so I'm thinking 2 lemons. We'll start with 1 lemon and see what happens. We're going to add some of our water. The goal behind this is that you're releasing the juice from the berries and you're releasing the mint oil from the mint. It looks very fruity. Let's see how it tastes. 1 lemon is definitely the way to go. I am getting kind of a raspberry lemon vibe. I'm not really getting the mint. So I'm going to go throw in the last of the mint and muddle that. Because why not? Right? Right. I'm going to fill 2 bottles with this. I've made approximately 2 bottles of the raspberry lemonade. And now we're going to see how we did. Carbonating. So I held the button down for too long the first. Uh-oh. We have a problem. I should not have held the button down as long as I did the first time. Ah! I made a mess. Let's give it a go. I like that better than the store-bought stuff. The berry might get a little lost. It's hard to tell. This is my sip-on for today. So what I've learned from the 2 explosions is why they tell you to add the flavorings afterwards. But that's okay. For this last one, I'm making a rich, simple syrup of cherries, and I'm starting with 2 cups of boiling water. And while I'm waiting for the water to boil, I'm just going to pit the cherries. Once the water starts boiling, we're going to slowly add in 4 cups of sugar. 1, mix it in. 2. Now, some people would tell you to stop there because you now have a simple syrup. That's a syrup that's a 1-to-1 ratio of water and sugar. That'll be good in the fridge for a little over a week, maybe 2 weeks. We're not making a simple syrup. We're making a rich simple syrup because it will last like a couple months, maybe more than that. Some people argue that it's totally shelf stable and that the sugar will kill anything that tries to kill you. I'm not anybody though, so I'm going to give it a few months and then probably discard it. 3. and 4. Now we have a bunch of cherries. I'm going to go ahead and cut them in half and drop them in one by one. Okay, you'll notice that this is coming together pretty quickly. Obviously, the more cherries you use, the more cherry flavor you will impart into the syrup. Look at this. This is great. So, in order to prevent it from boiling over, we will cut the heat. It is purple. And we are going to let it cool a little bit before we bottle it. And you're going to run this through a cheesecloth or a coffee filter. Let's see if I can do it without spilling it all over myself. Oh, problem. That's a problem. Looks like it's too hot for the seal on my crew bottle. That's not great. That's not good. We learned a valuable lesson here. If you have one of these fancy bottles that has a bottom seal, check it before you pour boiling liquid in it, and maybe don't pour boiling liquid in it. That was a poor decision. I might have caused the seal to fail. Okay, it's the next day and we're ready to see what we've wrought. This here is our cucumber and strawberry infusion, and it tastes mostly like cucumbers. There's a little strawberry at the end, maybe a little more cucumber than I would like, but you know, part of this is learning how to dial it in, and I think it'll be okay. So we're going to try to carbonate it, see if it explodes. Okay, bottles on, let's carbonate. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so once again we've learned that you have to pay the iron price if you're going to flavor it ahead of time, because it definitely will explode if you flavor it ahead of time with anything that has any amount of sugar in it. But this is pretty good. I like it better than the amount of lemon we put in the other thing yesterday. That was too much lemon. Use half a lemon, not a whole lemon. And now we have our cherry syrup. Theoretically, there should be no explosions this time. 1. That was more than 1 second. 2. 3. No explosion that time. That's good. Remember, this is rich, simple syrup. This is 2 tablespoons of syrup. We'll see what happens. Will it explode instantly? No, that's good. Now we've capped it, and the instructions say to rock it. So we're rocking it. You can use as much of this as you want. I'm going for kind of a mild seltzer, so let's see what I got. That's not enough to taste it. Around 4 tablespoons is when I can start tasting the flavor. That's a mild adjacent flavor. It is worth noting that their guidelines say 1 ounce of syrup per liter, and we used 2 ounces twice. I'm going to try it once more, and I'm going to use a half a cup of syrup just to see what happens. That tastes like cherry soda. I could use for a stronger cherry syrup, to be honest with you, but this is a good building block. We're at a good starting point. Obviously, all of these things are good starting points. They're things you can play with, right? Do what you want. Play how you want. Let me know if there's anything I should try that isn't the idiocy that I tried today. I understand that I'm just an old guy playing around with a soda stream at this point, and we're just going to let it go. Okay, like, subscribe, ding the little bell, leave a comment down below, let me know how I'm doing, and I'll see you next Wednesday. Bye.